It's that time. Welcome to another episode of Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news and insights from Littlefield Agency.
Clap.
Should we clap?
Thank you, Brenda.
Brandon, there's your clap.
There's our clap.
Joint clap.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to another wonderful edition of Little Talks. Brenda, thank you for a great intro.
Oh, we're doing it one more time.
Okay. Look at the elbow.
What'd you do to the elbow?
No, look at the elbow. Ready?
Oh.
Clap.
Clap. Oh, there's a form to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon, do you still use these claps? You do? He's nodding yes.
I wonder the video? I forget.
Yeah, they make it. I think so. It depends on how he cuts it. But
also, go ahead.
Well, I was curious with all of our AI technology if the robot still needed a cue point, and it sounds like they do.
It's a fair point. I think even if we get to that stage where they know the cue point, we still clap.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tradition at this point. You know what's not a tradition? Our setup.
No, it changes a little bit every week.
I really like this setup.
Yeah. If you're listening and not watching, there's a table that we sit at and a background.
Podcast wall.
There's 3 cameras in here, and Brandon every week kind of reimagines how the layout is, which is pretty cool. Should we talk about what might happen?
Oh, dude. Let's save that.
I was going to save that?
Let's save that. Just for the sake of I got to get back numbers.
Okay, yeah. We have fairly big
plans for the podcast.
Fairly big studio news that we're going to hold on to for a little bit. Fairly big. Barry, if you're listening.
Yeah. Barry, if you're listening.
Get him to go
kudos to you, man.
Yeah. Oops.
A big week.
Yeah.
A big week. We are 5 days away from Tara giving birth to our daughter.
Brandon, insert fanfare here.
I don't know who's more excited. I think we're both equally excited. Tara's ready to...
I promise she's more excited.
Honey, you're a trooper and we love you. And she's been a patient person. I'm trying to be as patient as I can. We're just ready. We're excited to meet our daughter. And she goes into, for those that are prayerful people, we would accept any prayers. Monday morning, she has surgery. There is a chance she comes, has the baby early, but it's a very, very rare chance. So most likely Monday morning, we will meet our daughter. So we're excited. The unfortunate news for our listeners...
Or fortunate.
Actually, probably very fortunate. So instead of 52 podcasts this year, we're going to be doing 51 because I'm out next week with baby and you are in...
New York. We're in Vegas. My wife and I are going on vacation.
Insert New York music. Brandon. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah, licensing be damned.
See,
honestly, that's pretty good timing. You're having a kid.
It actually works out. Did you plan this months ago?
I planned this trip in January, yeah.
I don't think you knew Tara's due date was May 15th.
I did not.
Or surgery date.
Somehow I thought her due date was in mid-March, late March, early April, mid-April. I've just thought it for 2 or 3 months since she was already due.
Well, you guys are going to have a fabulous time in New York City.
Yeah, we'll have a big time.
Yeah, that'll be just you and Carrie.
Just us, yep.
Nice.
And we'll be thinking of you and the new baby.
Thank you.
I met Matt's little sister. Very excited about that, I bet. Does he know?
He knows. I think, does he know the baby's coming out of tummy? Maybe not. But one of our good friends, Jack and Liz, they just had their daughter last Monday. And it's super cool, right? We're kind of getting a glimpse of what our lives are about to be. We got to meet their daughter last week and weekends. And we're like, okay, Matt, like that baby was in Liz's tummy and now it's in the world.
Yep.
And he just kind of patters it, baby.
Mama laid the egg hatched, and the baby came out.
That's exactly right. Hey, I want to give a shout out. Sean Hubbard is in the house this morning and always love having our clients here at the agency. They've got a couple back-to-back meetings and then he and I are doing a little golf extravaganza for a one-day invitational this afternoon, which if the rain holds out, it should be a perfect day for it.
Yeah, and we're sponsored by Southern Hills now, it looks like. Is that what's going on? You're wearing a Southern Hills hat.
Southern Hills, if you would waive my dues this month,
that would be great.
Shout out, that'd be great. By the way, last year, a year ago next week, was the PGA Championship at Southern Hills. A great thing for Tulsa, a great thing for Southern Hills.
There's something happening this weekend.
The Live Golf Tour is here at Cedar Ridge.
I have a friend who's produces golf for the Golf Channel who's in town. I haven't seen in a while. Cool. May see him tomorrow night.
Okay, you run into some cool old friends. They do cool things.
I have cool friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, I have a 9:30 call this morning. We are doing, shout out to Hillary Atkinson. We're doing part 2 of our Enneagram session.
First one was really good.
The first one was really good.
She's a dynamite speaker.
She's a hell of a speaker. She's so poised and she's very composed. And this session 2 really gets into how do we better communicate as an agency. We've made strides in the last, you know this, you've been here for 12 years. I mean, we made some really great strides, but I think it's just a good opportunity to come up to 30,000 feet and think through how do we better communicate within departments, outside of departments, with our clients. So
in Enneagram work, when we first did it, we've done it, I think we've had 2 times we've kind of redone it like this. But from the very first time that when I was here, we did it, it was, I'd say it was a game changer. Like, it really changed how we communicated and how we interacted with each other in a positive way. And I think there's been enough new folks that didn't have the full Enneagram.
we have a lot of new people.
They're getting it now with Hillary, and she's great at it. So, like,
And, I jotted down notes. Our first session was 2 weeks ago. And it's an Enneagram, for those that do not know, it's 1 to 9. Everyone is a mix of numbers, but you have a dominant number.
like a personality type thing.
Roop's an 8. I'm a 7.
Yep.
And then you've got wings and all this stuff, and I won't get into the details, but I wrote notes on each number, just like, hey, here's when they're performing at their best. Here's good things to keep in mind. When Roop is down level 8.
Down level, yeah.
He's having an off day, he's grumpy. Like, hey, how do I communicate with Roop? And vice versa, right? When Sam is sporadic and crazy, which is a lot. So thank you. But it was a really good, just like, and I hung it up right next to my door as I walk out. So sometimes we walk into a meeting, okay, hey, I'm in, Rocco's a 1, and I'm going to look at this and see, he's in a good mood today. Just mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, and I do the same, mostly with Chelsea. Also a 1.
Does she know? By the way, we got to tell this story. I can't help myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chelsea's performance, so we gave her a shout out. Her 7-year anniversary was last week, and her performance evaluation's today.
Yeah.
So I walk over this morning, and Brock had kind of given me a debrief on her evaluation, and I, just kiddingly go over and, oh, hey, Chelsea, are you nervous this morning? And she goes, what should I be nervous about? And it's your review today, and Brock just debriefed me, and get ready. And she just smiles. And she goes, oh, no, I can't wait for my review because I can't wait to hear all of the awesome things that I've done over the last year. I was like, what? Like, who approaches a review? And then she goes, oh, it's just going to be glowing.
What? Well,
and so I said, okay, this conversation, I'm walking away.
What's interesting about this is Sam tells me about this for the podcast because I happened to mention, Chelsea's in a really good mood today. He goes, oh, I know why.
She's in the best mood I think I've seen her in weeks.
She is. I hope we can keep her in that mood because it sounds like she may be standing in for you in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, Chelsea will be leading the podcast with Roop. I think it's a great thing. It's probably going to be our most listened to podcast of the year.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well,
so Chelsea, prepare yourself. I know you're not listening, but
she doesn't know. But
we also know your dad's probably listening. So John, if you text Chelsea,
tell her she's hosted in 2 weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks.
I'd prefer you
that would
than
be
me.
Great.
Yeah.
So, okay, digital trends.
Let's do them.
Topic 1?
Yeah, we got 2 today. They're not in little bits, so if you follow along with little bits, they're what?
Remember the pause.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Brandon, there you go, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let's do it again. Topic number 1. Okay, so these are not in little bits. These are ones we felt like we just wanted to break out and kind of sprinkle in here in the middle of the podcast. We talk a lot about AI, and we're starting to use AI a lot at the agency to make ourselves better, faster, smarter, just like the $6 Million Man. All those. Do you ever watch $6 Man? Do you know what that is? $6 Million Man? Okay. Well, for the older folks, they'll get that. But we're using it to make ourselves stronger. And one of the things that it does is hallucinate. And so if you've ever heard the phrase, or you're probably going to hear more about AI hallucinations, what it means... It could be. What it means is that the AI has potentially read something incorrect on the internet and repeated it. It's just basically repeating. They don't know what it means. Like when they've kind of studied it and tried to track, well, let's find the source where this hallucination originated from. They can't really determine it.
Which is sketchy in my opinion.
It is a little sketchy.
Scary.
It operates off of data that it finds or that it's fed, and you would assume that if it's making something up, there's a source for it. But I'll give you some kind of examples. Google's Bard, which is the one that has the most problems.
I was going to say,
Bard,
not the most popular out of all.
Told the Wall Street Journal columnist Ben Zimmer that Hans Jacobson, a linguist who never has existed, this is a made-up name, coined the term argumentative diphthongization. I can't pronounce it.
Diphthongization.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I had to read that 10 times.
Were you an English major?
I was an English major.
I barely speak English. So this was a phrase that Zimmer had made up and that it repeated to him, and then it attributed it to a made-up person. And, why does this happen? researchers don't really understand this. Google CEO told 60 Minutes that all models, including Bard, have this problem, but no one's been able to fully understand or solve it. There was another one I read that I didn't put on the script here that I guess a Harvard professor, you could use Bard to kind of get some information back about him, and it made up a whole story about some legal troubles he had, I'm going to say nicely, that didn't exist. And so he's like, oh, well, this is no good. Like, why would you make this up and assign my name to it? So it does hallucinate. One of the things that folks think we shouldn't do is call it a hallucination because it further humanizes and makes AI a human deal. We included this topic this week because we thought it was a great reminder that AI is a really good tool, but it does need to be double checked and just can't be taken at face value. You can't just dump stuff in and copy and paste it out. You have to really kind of, what we do is trust but verify. Like we use it, and then there's a lot of like, is this right? Where are the sources from? Let's double check this against what we know, compare it to others.
Look at the last 10 years. This is the next iteration of social media, right? People will, anything they read on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they take for gospel truth.
Yeah. And
it's like, okay, but you got to fact check that. What if it is some BS article with some man living in his basement just comes up with poof and, oh, well, I read this. And, Tara's biggest thing is, and she's a doctor, a dentist, same thing, doctor. I always go.
Doctor.
I always go back to Hangover. Stu, you're a dentist. No, honey, you're a doctor.
Brandon, edit that out, please.
Yeah, I'm already enough. You know what? So, but she won't take anything for truth unless there are valid sources. Very few people operate that way.
Yes.
So if Bard or ChatGPT, whatever platform, spits out information, it's like, oh, yes, Hans Jacobson,
and that ends up
right?
term paper.
Ends up in term paper. It's like, who the hell is Hans, right? Oh, this person doesn't exist. Like it's, and I to your point, and just how you're using these, you bring up a great point. Like sounding board,
trust but verify.
Trust but verify.
Yeah. I think this is where Bing actually is a little ahead of the game, and we mentioned this a few episodes ago.
Good things.
They will give you the sources for the information they're kicking back out to you from AI, which I think is a step in the right direction, and they should all probably do that. I think the reason some don't is because it pulls away the curtain a little and makes it more kind of like, oh, okay, well, these are your sources or whatever. It's more like, oh, wow, look at this AI technology that just kind of told me this stuff when you don't have the sources, because it's more like you're talking to a person.
Yes.
But, I think we all need to be good reporters in this way, and, reporters check their sources, and they verify those and triple verify those, and editor looks at what they've done. Like, there's a process to it, and I think that's either going to need to be, there's going to be some guardrails baked into how we use AI or how AI presents itself. There's going to be more trustworthy sources of AI than others. Yep. I think the trustworthy ones are going to be the ones that are pretty clear about how they've generated this information.
One thing, we had a staff meeting last Monday, 2 Mondays ago, and we set the expectation from a leadership team to the staff on how we really fully immerse ourselves in artificial intelligence. And what is the expectation of your month now in the world of AI?
I thought it was 20%, but is it 10 or is it 20?
It's 20. It's 10.
It's 10.
4 hours of your month, right? 1 hour a week. We're not asking for much, but how are you using different? Like, it's important to fully embrace this, and I think a lot of agencies are not. But here's the thing, right? I look at this, I read this article, that's scary and weird and crazy, and like it just shows us
it's something to be aware of.
It's something to be aware of. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I also think it's like, okay, we're aware of this, but how are we better using this to better our clients, better our work, get more ideas, take things in, learn things? Like there's still a lot of good to this.
Yeah, smart people are going to use it in smart ways.
Smart people are going to. That's a great.
And I think that's and dumb people are going to use it in dumb ways. I should.
I really like that, but no, it's just important. Keep this, and we'll obviously keep talking about this.
So the more you hear us talk about AI, just know that we also have some trust and verify going on here.
So topic 2.
This is a PSA. You got this one, okay?
I got this one.
So do we topic
number 2.
Perfect.
Nice. Elon Musk says that Twitter is in the process of purging inactive accounts and freeing up @ handles. So they're freeing up handles.
Yeah,
there are handles to be had. So now is the time I think about this really also for your B2B brand has like your active Twitter handle.
Or maybe
you use it or maybe not.
Maybe it's inactive. And I think a lot of brands probably have a handle they claimed a long time ago. They're not using it. And
Yes.
they're probably falling under this purge it's about to happen.
Yes. Also personally, if you want to grab some fun at handles, like that's a great thing. But this is a time where, it's like, okay, hey, what you call the bluebird, which I still think is so funny.
Oh, yeah.
It's the bluebird.
It's the bluebird.
If you haven't been to the bluebird in a while, and we know that some of you are active and you're looking at, whatever the latest and greatest tweet is. But think about it from a brand perspective, right? Not just you personally. It might be, it's a good idea to kind of visit it and take a look. And
I mean, you want to protect your brand name if you have it, so you don't want to lose it and have some jerk claim it. There's already some kind of verification imposter problems on Twitter, but like the handle that you have that you probably got a long time ago and that you're not using, or that you use once in a while, it's probably a good idea in the next week or so to go on and just make a hey, we're still here tweet, maybe 2 or 3 of those. If you just use Twitter to read and you never post, and there's certainly a lot of people that do that, you may be prompted to create a new account next time you go to read. So like you need to go on and take some action or some active activity that will let Twitter know that handle's not dead.
do you think they give brands a heads up like, hey, you have 60 days to be active on?
You are making the assumption that is a well-oiled and organized machine at Twitter, and
it's
not.
Just asking a question.
I assure you it is not.
Yeah, I know. But it's and that's exactly why we have these podcasts. It is important for you to check that out yourself, because if you don't get that prompt and you lose your brand handle, even if you're not active, that would suck.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those things. A long time ago, I had a friend that anytime a new platform would come on, he would go claim his name and he would tell me, hey, Roop, come get your name. So thankfully, when Gmail rolled out, which is now we all use Gmail all the time, most of us, I have Steve Roop at Gmail. And I don't have Steve Roop 12345 XYZ at Gmail. Totally. So like I always thought of that. And so I have a lot of things. Twitter's one where I was able to claim handles I wanted early on. And there's probably some out there that if they were still big and there was enough news, MySpace. If they're like, yeah, we're cleaning up MySpace. MySpace will never.
Zynga.
Yeah. Does Timberlake still own MySpace? He bought it. Do you remember that? Justin Timberlake.
I don't know. That's a great.
And they were trying to make it like more of a music. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I need to check that out. Anyhow, they may have purged me. I haven't been there in a while.
What should we have? We should get a tangent alert button in our EOS software program.
Yeah.
If you get off track, you have to click the tangent button.
It's fun to click.
We'd have a lot of tangents.
It would be nonstop. Brandon could just drop them in on it. That's what he could do. Anyhow, go make sure
take a look at your handle.
You've been active recently. You've done something on Twitter. If you want to keep your B2B brand handle, that's worth doing. Okay, so we're going to miss you guys next week. That's for sure. If you miss us, that's awesome. If you don't, we get it. But Chelsea and Roop will be back at it the week after next, and then we're at Memorial Day. What? Yeah, summer's here. Summer's here.
So again, for those that are prayerful, we ask for prayers for a safe and healthy delivery for Mama Littlefield and Baby Littlefield. Name coming soon.
Okay,
as we roll this out, we will roll it out. But
boy, what an exclusive for the podcast listeners, Sam.
I should.
How much trouble do you want to be in?
I don't want to be in trouble. Just kidding,
boy.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. We will catch you next time. And Brenda, if you'd take it from here.
Appreciate it. And Brandon, thanks.
Thank you, Brandon. We'll see you guys.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed our little chat and heard something to help grow your own marketing strategies. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.